Help Jay, I want to trade and do not know how it works. So a PN came to me, unfortunately a little older. I'm sorry that I currently always have about 1,000 unread PNs. Collect, if not always, everything immediately and immediately goes. But of course I try to do justice to everything. In this video I would like to make a small refresh about a tutorial from Phemex how to open trades. What do you have to pay attention to? How close are you best? What tools can you use? And I'd say hit the like button. In the meantime, I'll see you after the intro. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, of course it's always a question of which exchange is the right one for me. In the end, I have to say that everyone has to decide for themselves. Primarily, you have to feel comfortable and the technical aspects have to be correct, they have to work. And what's important, you have to be comfortable with the interface, with the usability, of course. There are of course various exchanges now, and I am actually on very many exchanges: Phemex, BitGet, Bybit, Maxi, and many more. And I have to say, for me currently Phemex has the best engine. That is important for me. When I'm scaling, when I'm compounding, when I'm calculating my targets on point, it's just very important for me that my orders are picked up where I want them to be. And often, especially BitGet, very poorly displayed engines are often not picked up, often not closed, where it should just close. And that can quickly lead to a negative trade. For this reason, this is currently still the best for me at Phemex. Of course, I also have to say that I know the founder here, I know the CEO very well, and I have a very good team that also looks after me, but also looks after my community. And for this reason it is important for me, because Phemex is the only one so far who really cares that my community is doing well. And that is a mega plus point for me. Now, is this exchange from BF in Finmark, etc.? No, it's not. It is not regulated. But we are Kryptonian, we are decentralized. For us, regulation is not mandatory, but of course for the exchange, depending on where it is going to operate. Okay, that may become a downfall at some point, but it doesn't have to, because I know that Phemex is already in talks on the topic of BaFin or even Finmark in Switzerland. That may take some time, 2, maybe 3 years. That is still a priority for the government. But what is also important is that, of course I don't look in the books. I don't know if a C-level management is telling some crap or making crap. I don't see that. For this reason, it's always very important that the coins that you need to fetch, put them on a ledger, on a bitbox, on a hardware wallet, and what you need for trading, you leave on the exchange. That's all you need. That's the only thing. If you want to trade here now, then of course you have the contracts here. Here I have different things. I have possibilities to work either in coin margin. We have the possibility to work with USDT or even in US dollars. Those are the options that we have now. Here on this account, USDT are plotted. This is a little bit of the video content account, if you want to put it that way. That doesn't matter if you're successful here or not. That's where I'm all about showing you guys what you can do. On the right side, you can see now that's with level 50. Of course, I think that's good too. There's always a warning message. Be careful, you shouldn't do that. The fact is, if you cross here and this is set to cross by default, then you're drawing from your entire balance each time. So really look at that you're not completely and totally leaning this balance here into the hands of your trade. As soon as you have opened the trade, if the trade goes towards the If the trade goes towards the liquidation level, you can lose everything. So it is very important that you are really careful and do not burn your fingers. So always set to isolated. There you take only what is in the current trade. If that gets lost, it gets lost, but you don't lose your entire asset. I recommend to people, especially beginners, pick something between X1, X2, and X3. Now, we can happily tease an X3 here for this training video. Let's take a look at it. We would have a 2 million risk limit asset here. Of course, we don't need that. We don't have that much here now on this sub account, so it doesn't matter. What do I have all over here now? We have limit and we have market. Limit order means, so I can determine a target, for example, out of this swing. I can say, I set myself the retracement, hit that up, look at where is the 0.5 level, which has a big rejection here. Thus, I could say at a 0.5 level of 22,950, I would be very, very happy to go long. Now I would still have the chance to say, but I could also use my target. Only for the target, the retracement does not really help me here now. Thus, I would need, yes, actually rather a refinement. What could I do? I could easily the Trampasiete Fibonacci still put on. If we could get to the top, then we would have a level between 32 and 30.42. So we'll take $30,240 here. I don't set an SL. You can do that if I say the risk is too high for me. Then of course you have the possibility to position it differently by saying maximum 1% loss, then I want to get out again. Absolutely possible. And then of course you can go in, so I have to put in a little more S set, otherwise it doesn't work. Too little capital on it, so I said let's do long. So you see here again, order price, leverage size, always pay attention to it. Very, very important. Then what kind of things do we have here? Okay, good, a few cents. So now I have the opportunity to prepare this long. But we also have the chance now to make a market order. We are falling, we are now assuming we are falling. Now this has not been a sound analysis, just quickly. Let's assume now we are falling down. So can I also say now, especially if I'm scalping, I need a little bit of air. So I would say, okay, I'm going to go into a short now. I want to show you guys some other options. Now I just opened a short via market order. Important, market order costs me money because I'm taking money out of the market. Now many think, what, you go in with capital, how do you withdraw money? Well, it's very simple. If I have a leverage of 3x, I go in with $100, I borrow another $200 from the exchange. With a limit order, of course, I also borrow money, but at a later time. Thus, I give the $100 which I have logged in quasi already to the market at the disposal. In the background, of course, it is always worked with somehow until I delete the order or reposition. Everything possible. So I see my realized Gavi. I am already green here now, but I have also had costs. And these costs actually show me here already relatively well at the beginning where I am. I have now lost 5 centimes and 2 centimes I am in profit. If I offset that, I'm now still 3 centimes in the red, if you look at it that way. So we went in now I have the opportunity here as well. We have different things here. I want to go into it again briefly. You can see here, short 3x is the size of my trade in the entry at Paracy, and the current mark price is at USD dollars. And we have a liquidation price, should we be wrong, which is about the USD dollars. So now we have the whole thing as a gift. That means we are in with a USD dollars margin, and we want to realize profit somehow. So now you could come back here and say, We have looked at, yes, the bearish target, the bullish target, but I would like to see now also a bit bearish. So I have here, of course, again, a cycle that I can take from the higher high, lower low to the higher high, or we just take this cycle, which is a bit more conservative. Then I go down here to the lower low, up here to the higher high, put that there, so, and see now accordingly where we are. Currently, I see I have 12 cents profit. 5 I had minus, so I will theoretically already win 7 cents. Sounds now, of course, after very little. Is also a small capital, but does not matter now. So the 0.5 down here is important. Big probability that we'll run into that. That would be at US. Used. So we can go here now and say, okay, I want this 29,000 and I'll be happy to rest that. 29,975. How much do I want to realize of what I have in it in this profit? Now I can come, okay, I'll take away 25% already here and click here on with. Now you have a little one back here. That means if we go down to this 0.5 now, we'll take the 25%. Everybody who already knows me a little bit, it already happened, I'm sorry, went a little bit faster than I wanted. Then we have our target down here again. This target, we say we should actually still run into that. So I can now come and say, I'm going to make a second limit order, and that's at 29.48. Here I'm going to make 50% on limit. And I still want the rest then at the 0.5 or at 29,000. There we round up a little bit to 740. So 29,007 or 750. I'd be more sympathetic. There we go. The remaining 100 in, and also click on limit. Now you see I have a 2 here on limit. When I go on it, I see, that's great, it pulls off. But I can also come in at any time now and say, yes, wait a minute. I'd like to take 10% market out of here and I could loosen. I don't want to do that now because the fees are too high otherwise. That makes absolutely no sense now. But what we see now is we are down. We have started our trade up here. You see that. We have already realized profits, so we are actually on the safe side. What we can do now is we have the 0.50 right for here. The probability that we come back up here now is high because what do we see? If we go closer into the chart, we see that the 0.5 has bounced nicely. So I would like to put a stop loss now though. Can you put on here, of course, and then we say, okay, we have the 0 dragon 2 level at exactly .solds. We confirm that. That's our plus. If we come up here, then we've made profits. Doesn't matter. We're out of their safety safe, and that fits, of course. But if we drop back down, then we go down into the lower low here and get the range, of course. You can see that the limit orders are now also displayed here, like a long that we are closing. Close. What else could you do, or what else is important? You could also say, for example, okay, I want to add or remove the margin. I could shrink it. Then, of course, you pay a little bit of money on top of that. So you can either increase, I'll increase the margin here by a few USDT, just as an example. Then we also see here, we have to pay attention, of course, to the liquidation price, to the entry price. Now here confirm that. That has been too small, that it has an impact here. But you see we are now building deeper lows here. So our strategy has already worked very well. So the 0.618, the golden pocket, would then also have to be broken for it to continue to work. But that's exactly how you can trade in a relatively relaxed and easy way. You just have to know a little bit of the trade, and you can, and that's my recommendation. If you then, for example, here with this current trade, if I find the brush, you should go down here below the 0.618 up here where we win again there. you get another rejection here, then I would put this stop loss down here to the 0.518, and then you are also already very, very safe again there. Yes, that is actually the great art of trading. There is nothing more to say about it. You can now do as you like, test it gladly, play gladly. Who is not yet there on it or is registered, you may do that gladly. There are also news from my side. In the future, everyone who is registered with the Phemex or with me via the Phemex account has free access to us in the Academy Club, and he also has the indicator available for free. For all those who can't afford it or say, yes, it's currently too expensive for me, I also have good news, because it will be massively cheaper and will also work with this strategy as I have now shown you here. So you are on the safe side. So that's all I have to say. If you have any questions, feel free to write it in here below. I would be very, very happy. Of course, I say goodbye from Switzerland. Stay healthy, and until the next video.